So I've been playing Elden Ring again, and as I'm fighting Godrick the Grafted for the 10th time now, I'm starting to wonder, what did he look like before all the grafting? As we can see just looking at him in the cutscene and in the fight, his head is not in scale with the rest of his body. And it's not just that visual clue. And if you go digging through the lore a little bit, you can actually find out that Godrick was kind of a sickly person, so he started grafting to gain power. So what I'm wondering is, other than his head, how much of his original body is actually left? Because it's clear he can add and subtract things kind of on the fly. As midway through his boss fight, he cuts off an arm to replace it with a dragon head. And honestly, I think had he survived the boss fight, he'd probably have a little buyer's remorse on that decision. I also think it's a little bit of a lost opportunity that the player can't do grafting on themselves. I have no idea how you would implement such a mechanic, but I think it could be interesting. But it's also a little odd for something that's clearly important to this one guy in the world, who's got a castle and everything. Clearly, he's an important guy. But outside of a few enemy types, there's very little grafting out in the wider world of Elden Ring. I'm just saying, somewhere out in the world, do you think there'd be one insane guy trying to graft parts from a rune bear onto like one of the giants you encounter? Or one of those Albinorics you encounter that doesn't have functioning legs is trying to graft a pair of better legs onto themselves? I'm not sure what the exact rules for grafting are, if any actually exist, but we know you can put a dragon head onto at least one guy's arm. So that makes me think that there's not a lot of hard and fast rules for grafting. And also, what about creatures like the Misbegotten? You encounter them on the Weeping Peninsula mostly. They're clearly some manner of chimera. As you see, they have human traits as well as bird and lizard traits. But are these creatures the result of some kind of mass grafting? Some kind of industrialized grafting they're doing in the lands between? Compared to Godrick, these things seem fairly uniform. And like there was far more care put into the grafting, if any such grafting was done. Or maybe I'm completely wrong, and these things are actually just born like this. I really don't know, and the wiki was absolutely no help in trying to find out. Please do subscribe, comment, like, and tell your friends.